Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Intan Seraya. My registration number is A1M28081. And in this video, I will explain about the relationship between language, culture, and society. So there are three important parts that I will discuss this time. The first one is language, the second one is culture, and the third one is society. First of all, I will to explain about the language. In general, the function of language, that is the means of communication between members of society. As explained by Nababan, 1993-38, if study in terms of society can be differentiated into four groups function. The first one is culture, second one is social, third individual, and the next is education. The four functions are related because individual is member of society who lives in that society, conforms to inherit and cultural patterns and develop through education. And next, I want to explain about the culture. The essence of culture is so complex that experts always provide different meanings, understandings, and boundaries. Wilson in Cyber 1992-1919 says that culture is a knowledge which is transmitted and disseminated socially, whether it's existential, normative, or symbolic, which is reflect in the behavior and objects of the work human. While Joroningrat formulates cultural framework has two aspects, namely, the first one is the form of culture, which is in the form of ideas, behavior, and culture, physical, which is concrete, and the second one, the content of culture, which is consists of language, technology, system I, enlightenment or economic, social organization, system of knowledge, system theology, and system of art. From some divine about culture, we can find the same base of footing, namely human, with all kind of advantage compared to other creatures. Culture is always viewed as the uniquely human, and because it is always associated with beauty, freedom, and nobility. And next, we are going to discuss about the relationship between language, culture, and society. Language and culture have a coordinative relationship, that is equal relation, have a very high position. Masinobu in chair 1995-217 states that culture and language are a system that is attached to humans, or by other words, culture is a system inherent in man organized human interaction in society. Then language is a system which functions as the means of taking place the interaction. About the relationship language and culture is also once discussed by the Bloomfield, Harris, and Foigeli in Oka 1974-113. According to their language, if in terms of outside himself, is a tool and container of culture in the form of activity of language, either in written or in spoken forms. The relationship between language and culture is indeed very close, even it's often difficult to identify the relationship between the two because they influence each other, complement, and walk side by side. According to Nababan 1993-82, there are two kinds of relation, language and culture, namely, language is part of culture and someone learns culture through language. Meanwhile, the function of language in culture is broken down into Cibrani 1992-101 into 3 points. First one is means of development of culture, second one path of successor culture, and the third one is an inventory of characteristics of culture. According to Peel, Astrid, and Susanto, 1996, society is a human being as a social unit and order that is found repeatedly, whereas according to Danerius Sinaga, 1988, 43, society is a person who occupies an area either directly or indirectly, are interconnected as an effort to fulfill needs, relate as a social unit through a feeling of solidarity because of the same historical, political, or cultural background. From this definition, it can be interpreted that society is a unit or group that has relationship and some similarities such as attitudes, tradition, feelings, and culture that from an order. Language and culture in an area or religion have various interaction. The two of them are closely related without the public realizing it. People tend to think that language and culture are separate and unrelated things, even though both are one of the factors that can measure or barometer for a civilization that is created and cultivated by humans. Through language and culture, future generations can find out about the development and growth or civilizations in the past. Thus, it can be concluded that language and culture always have harmonious relationship in every human civilizations. Okay, I think that's all about the relationship between language, culture, and society. Thanks for watching and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay.